I'm realizing that it is not profitable to be a candidate that I will like. There's certain beliefs that I have that I think a candidate would never publicly stand for, things pertaining to Palestine, things strongly pertaining to queer people of color. So it just seems difficult to have a candidate I'm excited about. My name is Stella Moore. I am 20 and I'm from Chelsea, Michigan. I'm currently a student at the University of Michigan and I will likely be voting for Kamala Harris this fall. So I am a first-time presidential election voter this year, and part of that is exciting. I think people have worked very hard so that people like me will have the right to vote. But it's also weird because last time around when I couldn't vote, I remember feeling really frustrated, like I wanted to have the right to vote, like it would make a difference if I could vote. And I think right now how I'm feeling is a little bit more hesitant, a little more cautious. One thing that's happening in my life this year that's definitely shaping not necessarily the way I'm going to vote, but the way I'm thinking about voting and political candidates is the situation in Palestine. I think it's really interesting to be a Jewish person, a Jewish voter right now, because I'm talking to my Jewish family who have different beliefs on this issue than I do. While Kamala is not a candidate who is doing as much as I want her to, I think that she will barely call for a ceasefire. I don't think that the US will stop funding Israel and what they're doing, and it's making me feel really weird, I think, about voting, but it's not stopping me from voting because I feel like this is a ball that will keep rolling without me, no matter what I do, and so I would rather have the candidate that is slightly more aligned with my beliefs than the one that is not. Another thing that I am worried about if Trump wins is types of healthcare access, so whether that just be affordability of healthcare for all people or specific healthcare access for people who need, abortions, access to abortions, people who need gender-affirming care. I myself am non-binary. I really want those options to be open to me down the line. The prospect that Trump, who's somebody who's made a lot of really homophobic and transphobic and inflammatory comments in the past and currently, is definitely concerning to me. It's interesting because I grew up in a place where casual homophobia was really commonplace, and I think that Trump stands to be a president who encourages more and more restrictive legislation to be passed concerning LGBTQ plus people. But I also think that the way it worked in high school was that when he was president, it just encouraged teenage boys I knew to be more annoying. They saw kind of him as sort of this, not necessarily even role model, but his type of speech and the attention he got for it was a type of attention they wanted also. And so the more and more casual that type of funny and controversial, splashy homophobia is, the more and more casual homophobic violence and transphobic violence becomes. So I wouldn't be surprised if a Trump presidency meant additionally increased acts of violence against queer people. I think a Trump presidency would make me more nervous to continue being myself in the biggest way I can be.